I'm responding to a request today to make bakery type baguettes. For this recipe I'm using nearly 2 types of doughs. First one, for that I'm using 125 grams of bread flour with 75 milliliters of water and half a teaspoon of yeast and a half a teaspoon of salt. So this is the first dough that I'm going to do. The next one, I'm using 270 grams of bread flour and 30 grams of plain flour and half a teaspoon of instant yeast. Then I have 200 milliliters of water and a teaspoon of salt. First I'm going to leave the second dough ingredients aside and take the first one and going to mix this first. When you do this, you can always do this in the machine, but I'm going to do this in a mixing bowl. So into the flour, add the yeast, and then into another corner add half a teaspoon of salt. Then add the water and knead this dough using your fingers about 5 minutes and leave this aside to brew in a warm place about 2 hours. So the dough is ready. Now I'm going to do the rest of the dough. So into the mixing bowl, going to add the bread flour and then going to add the yeast, and into that the water and the plain flour and the prepared first dough, and going to put that into the flour too and going to mix it. While mixing, add the salt and add the water little by little until it forms a soft dough and keep on kneading about 15 minutes. So I knead the dough about 15 minutes and I'm going to put this in a greased bowl and leave it to brew again about 30 to 40 minutes. So the baguette dough is double in size, so I'm going to punch it down and flour the bench top and put it onto the bench top, and then going to cut this into 2 equal parts. So after, take one part out and knead it. Knead it very well and roll that to a rectangle, and after roll it from a side like this and like this, then again roll it to a rectangle shape. After rolling that, roll it again to a log like this and secure the edges, and use a baguette pan, or you can use a tray, but this will give the shape, so put it in there. So I'm going to do the next one. After making both, take a sharp knife and just cut from the top, not very deep, just a tiny cut on the top of the dough like this, and I'm going to leave this in a warm place again until double in size. The baguettes are ready to go to the oven, 180, about 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to brush the tops with a little bit of milk before I put that in the oven. The baguettes are ready and it is really soft and moist, and if I cut one to show you how it looks like, you can serve this with jam or butter or even as garlic bread. And hope you will enjoy this. Thank you for watching.